Hello everyone and welcome to my new video. And what is this video about? Well, this video is about gestural modulations. And what's that? Well, we enter a new phase of what is the eternal rabbit hole of being a music tech nerd on YouTube. And that is the world of computer-controlled modular. And how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to use MaxMSP, and we're going to use my new module I got, which is the Expert Sleeper's ES-8, which is a DC-coupled audio interface in eurorack form. And it is, without a doubt, one of the best modules I've bought, literally in minutes of installing it and turning it on. I was doing all kinds of stuff without having to read the manual or do anything. It was just instant. But let's have a look at it. So it would be nice to sort of see what's going on here. We've got a max patch, which is this big off beige square, and a couple of squares inside the square. So if I hit this toggle here, because this is MaxMSP, we can just plug in a couple of webcams. So let's flick this toggle here, and here we go. What's this? Well, this is my iPad, and this is the eurorack. And what's on the iPad? Let's have a look. Whoa. Okay, so I'm running Mira on the iPad, which means that I can do multi-gestural gesture things with my fingers, and it comes into Max. So I'm going to send that data out to eurorack with the ES-8, which is just up here. All right. So I've got my digital audio converter object down here. Why don't we just have a look and try and see what we can ascertain from this crazy new setup. So as I sort of slowly start to adjust this float box here that's plugged into this SIG, you'll probably see this LED up here begin to glow red. There we go. Oh, I went a little bit too far. And then if I pull it down to -1, it goes blue. Okay. That's so handy. That's such a useful thing. Already I can see that probably I want to play around with signals between 1 and -1. Okay, so that's fine. Great. So what am I going to do? Well, earlier on I recorded just a little random plinky plonk using rings and the verb into the Morphagene, which should still be whirring away on this channel on my mixer here. There it is. So, of course, by hand, I can jump in here and maybe put the gene size down a little bit. Scroll around. But I'm going to do that with the iPad. Right, so let's do this. So this is a Mira frame, and this is the Mira multi-touch, which is receiving my fingers. You can have up to 10 fingers, but I'm probably going to use 2 or 3. And then this is a little sub patch down here, which is going to give me the data. I need to unpack the data though, so I'm just going to unpack here. And I know it gives a list of 2 floats and an integer, I think. So I'll just do 0, 0, and 0. And this is going to give me the data for finger number 1. So let's have a look at what we have here. Probably we're going to have an x-axis, a y-axis, and an on-off. So let's have a look. Okay, so the first one looks like the y-axis, the second one looks like the x-axis, and the third one, I'm not sure what the 2 means. It seems like 0 is off, 1 is on, and 2 means you're moving. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. So if I kind of press and hold, I get a 1. The minute I start moving, I get a 2. Not sure why. Interesting. If you're out there, Sam, tell me why. So I'm just going to try it with a toggle. See how we get on. So why don't I take the, what did I say that was? The y-axis. Why don't I take the y-axis out of Mira and send it to the slide on the Morphagene. Let's do that right now. So let's make a sig. And what are these numbers giving us here? 1, 0 to 1. All right, so why don't we actually scale 0 to 1 to -1 to 1. So this is really only the second time I've tried making this patch. So it's possible that there are going to be some teething issues on my part in terms of getting the right types of signals to go out. But anyway, we are an experimental YouTube channel. We take risks. So now as I put my finger down, you'll see the Expert Sleepers output number 1, just behind that USB cable, will start to go blue and green. Oh, sorry, blue and red. There we go. All right. So now all we need to do is just take that, plug that into our Morphagene. So come out and let's go into the slide. Let's have the slide all the way down. And I think this attenuated thing all the way up. Let's put the gene size up quite considerably. All right. Okay, maybe I don't need to scale from 0 to, you know, this is probably when my noob eurorack knowledge is going to start coming through, because I obviously still haven't quite worked out how all the signals work yet. So if anyone's out there that knows more about this than I do, leave a comment, because comments, I care about the comments, some of them. Only the ones that I want, not the ones I don't want. So why don't we take the the y-axis, sorry, X, Y, yeah, the y-axis out of this and use that to control the gene size. So let's try it the same way. We'll just take a sig, we'll take this number, and we'll go to output 2. And now as I go up and down, you'll see output 2 will grow red. It will grow red. It will grow more red. Let's take that. Oh. And go into the gene size. Probably I'm attenuating the wrong way, but I don't care. We're going to work it out as we go. Okay. Okay. Okay, so as I go from left to right, we get the start position of the Morphagene reel, and then as I go up and down, we get the gene size. But it doesn't stop there. Oh no, because we've got more fingers. But what could I use the other fingers for? Well, we could maybe use a second finger for the morph. Let's do that. So let's take, I'm going to keep, I know I won't use that toggle for now. Let's ditch these numbers. And I'll actually just take a copy of this, come out of finger number 2, and we'll go into output 3, and we'll plug output 3 into the morph. So now we've got finger 1 doing the start position and the grain gene size, and then we can have finger number 2 to do the morphing. Okay, something is not right because the outputs are glowing persistently red. So has something gone wrong? Did the mirror stop working? I just heard a nasty pop in my ears. Maybe this is quite ambitious for me, right? So I'm using the Tascam, I'm using the Mac, I'm using the Eurorack. I've got the Tascam going in on USB to the computer to record the sound, and then I've got the ES-8 going in on USB to send the audio into Max. I mean, it's going to be my jungle tutorial video all over again. Everything's probably going to start going wrong. And I've got the iPad coming as well. So, yeah, something's happened. Maybe I'll just unplug the ES-8 and plug it back in again. And reset it on the DAC. ES-8. Okay, let's turn that back on. Yeah, we're just getting sort of... Okay, no, I think everything was fine. I think I'm just getting having a bit of a senior moment. Did the cameras just die? The cameras are so sensitive. Everything is so sensitive right now, including my disposition. So what's just happened to the iPad camera? Oh, there we go. So I'm not convinced I was getting any numbers from the second finger. Okay, that float box tells me that I am, but the ES-8 is still glowing red on the third output, which is where I've routed that finger to. Oh no. Ah, it's because I was moving in the wrong direction. Okay. Okay, so up and down, gene size, left and right, start position, up and down with second finger, morph. Oh, sorry, left and right. It's so confusing. All right, so I was getting a little bit carried away, as I do often when I do these types of things. So now I want to maybe think about a way to actually get specific voltages that I want so that I can get a specific amount of control from one parameter, in particular the pitch, which is the one in the middle that I'm pointing at just here. So I have one criticism with the Morphagene, and that is that I sometimes struggle to find the green LED, which is the original speed. I think I maybe asked once, I did write to Make Noise and say, could you possibly put a firmware in so that, like an option in the firmware so that when the knobs are fully either clockwise or counterclockwise, that's the green LED, just as an option. So effectively just not pitching it up, just either pitching it down to 0 and backwards. I can't remember what their response was, but they were very friendly. So what I'm going to do then is I'm actually just going to find a specific signal that I want so that I can set that to be green. And I'm going to maybe use the third finger to basically say when the third finger is on, I want it to be playing forwards at normal speed. No, sorry, when there's no third finger, then it's going to play forward at normal speed. When I apply the third finger, it's going to play backwards at normal speed. So I'm going to have to find the right signals in order to specify that command. So I shall first unpack my third finger, which sounds very strange, I've got to admit. So never thought I'd say that on YouTube. Let's unpack our third fingers. Right, so if we do this, then now I'm going to get a toggle when I apply the third finger, although it's probably saying 1 and 2 every time. We might be able to kind of filter that out. Let's see. So first of all, we probably just want to bang that. So let's just make a cell 0, 1, and 2. And so we'll say 0 will bang, let's say we'll bang the float 1. Oh, I don't need a point after F. Okay. And then for 1 and 2, we shall say bang float -1 from 1 and 2. And then if we plug this into a signal, then, well, actually no, because eventually we're going to need to scale this down a little bit so that we can find that mysterious green LED. So for now, why don't we just plug this signal to output 4 of our ES-8. So now as I apply the third finger, the fourth LED has gone red and then blue. So that's effectively the whole range. So let's take that and let's go from output 4 to the vary speed in. Let's go all the way counterclockwise with the vary speed knob and all the way clockwise as a starting point, just to see what we get. Okay, so we probably could just use the attenuator thing just to find where we want to go. But, I mean, no, I'm not getting anything with that. No, I wasn't getting anything with that. So, and also that wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to do it in the software. So I guess a place to start might be, if we use signals, then we can maybe update the scale values in real time. So let's just plonk a scale in here. And so we need a low input value and a high input value. So let's make 2 floats. Let's plug 1 into the low input value, 1 to the high output value, and start tweaking some numbers. Okay, I've already ruined the patch. I can see from the LEDs. Okay. Let's try. Okay, let's try 0.5 and minus 0.5. No, not quite. Let's try. Actually, you know what the thing to do would actually be to maybe bypass this for a second and just try and find it by hand, just by using a float. So let's just see if we can find that green LED. Okay, it's starting to change. All right, yeah. So that, where's that? So 0.33 is 0. Let's just increase this very slowly, see if we can find green. Green is, I know it's there somewhere. I know that green LED is there. Oh, I saw it. There it is. There, I saw the green LED. Come on. There it is. 0.563. We found the green LED. Right, so we want our forwards value to be 0.563. So what would that be backwards? Minus 0.563? No, not quite. Let's go slightly lower. Maybe we can find the green LED on the other side. Keep watching, people. Keep watching, people. This is prime YouTube content, isn't it? Bet you're so glad that you made a cup of tea, put some comfortable trousers on to come and watch me find a green LED. But these are things that you're going to have to look into if you decide to go down this rabbit hole like I am. You're going to be like, where are the numbers? I need the numbers. Like I say, if anyone out there has tried this and they have a better solution, I would love to know. But oh my gosh, am I not going to find it because of the way I've set the? So probably if let's invert these, let's invert those knobs. See, now we get nothing. Let's go back. Let's go into the. Oh, I saw something there. Oh, yeah. Right, I'm going to pause the video and find this because I suspect you're probably all bored to death of this already. Okay, I found it. So it turns out the numbers are 0.563 and 0.084. I think probably that I was showing the depth of my knowledge there. I've got it in my head that all of these signals are going to be kind of bipolar, and I suspect some of them are probably not. Again, you know, I'm kind of a curious experimentalist when it comes to Eurorack. I just kind of plug things in and go, well, that sounds fine. I'm not really concerning myself with any of these values or voltages until now. So, but then again, I'm literally finding these numbers by plugging a float into SIG and sending that out and getting it where I want. But I've got there. So now I've got finger number one. Let's have a little recap. Finger number one for start position and gene size. Finger number two for morph. And then third finger on and off to go forwards and backwards. So why don't we maybe, before we go into the Morphagene, vary speed, go into a maths. And let's slew that a tiny little bit so we can get a kind of scratch. Let's see if this works. So I'll set these to something like this. Okay. Okay, no. I've totally ruined the values I made. So the problem is that now that I've introduced the maths, I've applied a new amount of voltage, which has effectively made these numbers redundant. But I'm still scrubbing backwards and forwards with my third finger. So why don't we not get down about all that work that I put into trying to find those numbers and instead take a fifth channel out of the ES-8 to go into both the rise and fall of this maths. And what finger should we use? Let's use the fourth finger. So let's take our fourth finger and gosh, where should we? I guess we could go up and down. What did I say? The first one was X. X, yeah. Okay, so let's take that number and go into a SIG. And to output 4, sorry, output 5. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what 5's doing. Okay, 5 is working. Let's see what we have now. Okay, there you go. So, yes, that was a bit of an experimental video. I guess you could say this is kind of like an unpacking vlog, both in the sense that I unpacked and installed the module, and also I unpacked the numbers coming from this. So, but yeah, hope you enjoyed that. And if you've got an ES-8 and you're using Max, I'd be very interested to see what you're doing. And perhaps in the next video, I will get the signals in and see what we can do with them in Max. Maybe we could use CVs to control some visuals or something like that. I don't know. Or we could like build our own sequencer in Max and send that out to control all of this. So yeah, thanks everyone. That reverb was from the Tascam. See you next time. Enjoy.